All right, a few of you mentioned I need to check out Caramel by Sleep Token. Apparently, Vessel has channeled some message to the community, and there's some stuff to look at with this one. So we're going to break it down. I'm going to do an analysis of the lyrics, analysis of the music, and the vocal technique. We're going to get into it here. My name's Tim. I've been a vocal coach for the last 25 years. Building voices is my life's work. I used to be an opera singer, musical theater. I did rock, electronic music. I've kind of been all over the map. I even wrote a musical once, like a vampire musical. So like kind of wild, dark stuff. I have no problem with that. And I bring all of that to my reactions. If you're looking for voice lessons, I have an amazing team of teachers that teach with me in the Manhattan, tri-state, Philadelphia area. We do in-person lessons here, but we have students online all over the world. So hit us up if you need a teacher. All right, we're going to check this out. I didn't know exactly where to put this reaction. I did start a couple months ago a metal channel, and I've got a couple Sleep Token things up over there, but I've gotten so busy with this channel here that I haven't been able to keep up with the metal channel yet. It is my plan to get it going. I'm really excited to go down the metal rabbit hole. I haven't done a ton of listening to metal, and I really enjoy breaking down the vocals. So stay tuned for that. Go subscribe over there at Tim Goes Metal if you want to join my metal adventure. But for today, we're just going to be listening to this song over on my main channel. Also, because Sleep Token is kind of, I don't know if I would call them metal. I don't know genre-wise what I would call them. They're kind of all over the place, drawing on sounds from so many different genres. So they're almost their own thing. So I may keep reacting to Sleep Token over here on the main channel. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. This is Caramel, Sleep Token, and I picked Arcade Edits lyric video version. Shout out to you, Arcade Edits. I wanted to get a lyric video so we can see the words up. I saw that it was just like a visualizer on Sleep Token's main channel. All right, here we go. I like those sounds. Music box.
Count me out like sirens, payback for the good times. Right foot in the roses, left foot on a landmine. I'm not gonna be there, tripping on the grapevine. They can sing the words while I cry into the baseline. Wear me out like Prada, devil in my detail. I swear it's getting harder, even just to exhale. Backed up into corners, bitter in the lens. I'm sick of trying to hide it every time they take mine. So stick to me, stick to me like caramel.
That's a good hook.
Walk beside me till you feel nothing as well. They ask, is it going good in the garden?
Interesting.
I'm lost, but I beg no pardon. Up on the dice below on the cards, I try not to talk about how it's harder now. Kinda get embarrassed on stage, looking sideways. I'm a young bizarre.
I like that harmony.
Every time they try to shove a real name just to get a rise from me, acting like I'm never stressed out by the answer.
You see that? Oh.
That's what I get for trying to hide in the
All right.
limelight. Guess that's what I get for having 20/20 hindsight. Everybody wants eyes on them, I just wanna hear you sing that top line. If you think I mean it, then I understand, but I'm still glad you came, so let me see those hands. Stick to me like caramel.
Ah.
Walk beside me till you feel nothing as well. Falling free,
That melody's strong. Ooh, that chord there. Oh, that drum fill. Woo.
too young to get bitter over it all.
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that sample.
too blessed to be caught ungrateful, I know. So I'll keep dancing along to the rhythm. The stage is a prison.
Amazing this is Sleep Token.
Nightmare, a war of attrition. I'll take what I'm given. The deepest incisions. I thought I got better, but maybe I didn't.
Oh, here we go. Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh. Wow. Oh, those drums. I just got goosebumps. Wow. Wow.
The stage is a prison, a beautiful nightmare.
Wow.
A war of attrition. I'll take what I'm given. The deepest incisions. I thought I got better, but maybe I didn't.
Oh my God. Wow, that's a lot to digest. Man, okay. Interesting. All right, so I've got a million thoughts right now about the music, about that change at the end, where it goes crazy, the sort of like almost pop hip hoppy types of vibes, the angsty lyrics, what is happening? All right, first thing I want to do is just look at a little bit these lyrics here. It was great looking at the lyric video, and we're going to reference the lyrics a little bit more as we listen through, but I just want to do a brief little look at the lyrics here. So in the first verse, we've got, there's a lot of angst feeling, count me out like sovereigns. That's that dollar, right? That British dollar that's been retired. So it's kind of like feeling like, worn out, washed up, wear me out like Prada, devil in my detail. There's a lot of angst and turmoil in what Vessel's going through here with these lyrics. And then stick to me like caramel, walk beside me till you feel nothing as well. Oh, and then the lyric where it gets really like, whoa, is once we get into talking about every time they shout my real name just to get a rise out of me. As we know, Vessel is an anonymous character, being, however we want to go about saying that. And there's a person that is the Vessel, like a human with a name, and there are people in the community, I've been told when I reacted to Sleep Token before, that know who this person is. I haven't gone down that road. I don't even know what his real name is, but this is a reference, I'm assuming, to every time they try to shout my real name just to get a rise out of me, basically like he's on stage and they're calling out his name as opposed to saying Vessel, and that's hard on him. Acting like I'm never stressed out by the hearsay, acting like that never bothers me. I guess that's what I get for trying to hide in the limelight. It's interesting, this is kind of like almost like the, Jesus pleading with God, why me, this like spirit and ego relationship, how you never fully get to be fully spirit in human form or something. It almost feels like there's some of that metaphysical spiritual stuff going on with the way that Vessel's choosing to put these words here. This is almost like the human side suffering at having the responsibility of being Vessel. That's kind of what I'm getting from these lyrics here. What are you getting? Are you getting something similar from here? If there's anything in these lyrics that you think are fascinating, please let me know down in the comments. I could really deep dive on this and do like a long poetry breakdown, but I think we'll get back to the music now. And now with this understanding of the lyrics, we'll apply it as we listen through the music. All right, here we go. Oh, I like that. I love that bell chimey sound. It reminds me, there's a song that I wrote that I used a little bit of that with this kind of MIDI trigger thing. Hold on, let me find it and show it to you. So this is one of my bands I started, Sojourn Society. It's kind of like electronic synth poppy band. And I took this Atari and I hollowed it out and I installed what's called a makey makey, which makes it so that you can use anything as a MIDI trigger. And I made these like, see, this was a weird music project. Anyway, kind of reminds me of that. Native Instruments have some really cool samples like that you can use and trigger and stuff. And this reminded me, this sound that they're using here reminded me a little bit of that, some of those Native Instrument sounds. Beautiful.
Count me out like sovereigns, pay back for the good times, right foot in the roses.
It sounds a little, like it almost has some like auto-tuney, like hip-hoppy sort of vocal effects processing on it a little bit to my ears. Almost like they leaned into that, poppy, hip-hoppy vibe with the way that they produced his vocals.
Left foot on a landmine, I'm not gonna be there. Tripping on the grapevine, they can sing the words while I cry into the baseline.
So his voice, interesting. So, he's got a lot of tight vibrato in his voice. What's vibrato? That's the up and down pitch oscillation that we have when somebody's singing. The vocal cords are kind of going whoa, 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 like that inside of the larynx, and that causes that up and down pitch stuff. Everybody's got a different relationship with that. It's a unique thing. It's almost like a fingerprint, actually, how unique your vibrato is to you. And there's lots of variables that play into it. He's got a lot of tight vibrato, which I remember from his singing. It gives this like, almost like angst. It's like this turbulence in his torso almost that it sounds like when it's like kind of a shakiness. He's got a lot of vocal fold closure here, a little bit of thickening and brassiness. Bop, bop, bop. He's kind of angsty and brassy here. We know that he's got falsetto a lot of times he jumps up to as well. Let me go back a little bit and hear that transition there.
The grapevine, they can sing the words while I cry into the baseline. Wear me out like Prada.
See, this has little like sort of hip hoppy vibes, almost a little. It's not really like reggaetony, but it's got sort of these like little. It's got some of those accents in the rhythm there. Like it almost feels like a groove, sort of chill dance track.
And I swear it's getting harder, even just to exit.
Do you hear those harmonies? They're really buried and up in the back. They're not super fronted, but they're definitely there.
Wear me out like Prada, devil in my detail. I swear it's getting harder, even just to exhale.
Yeah.
Backed up into corners, bitter in the lens. I'm sick of trying to hide it every time they take mine. So stick to me.
It's interesting, this whole like stick to me like caramel thing. You think on one level, if you just heard it and you're kind of not paying attention to the lyrics, it could mean, this is it's almost like a sweet thing. But if you think about the way caramel sticks to you, like, it's not something you typically prefer the way that it sticks to you. It's an uncomfortable, it's slowing down the chewing process, right? Like, so he's making a reference of like, that it's not a good thing, which is really interesting, right? That he's playing the hook, he's twisting the hook on us a little. Walk beside me until you feel nothing as well. All right, so I kind of think I get this idea. It's like, if you're going to stick to me like caramel and you're going to keep getting in there and trying to get inside of everything that I'm all about, then you're going to start to feel nothingness like I feel too. Do you want that? Like that's kind of, at least that's a take that I've got on it. What do you think? Make sense? All right, let's keep going. Is it going good in the garden? You know, is it like, how are things, the way I interpret that is like, how are things going, vessel, with your journey, with your mission, with sleep and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of the take that I'm getting there. And I'm also, like, there's so much going on. I'm thinking about those drums there, like that, you know, those rhythmic accents are really interesting. Listen. Hear that? That's so like hip hoppy, dancey, like wow. And I was like, oh, this is an interesting sound. Like Sleep Token's going somewhere different. And then we go crazy at the end. It was so wild. So is that his vocal doubled? I can't remember if there's another male voice that is singing harmony, because there's that harmony part is lower, the main melody there. Is that just him doubled, or who sings that in concerts? I know that there are the female background vocalists, but who does that in concerts? I can't remember. Wow, that's everything right there. That line is the song and what I think it's about, you know, to him. And this idea of having a mirror on the side of the stage so you can kind of reflect yourself back, like beautiful poetry, very, very clever realization of this concept. The singing's pretty straightforward. It's like middle voice, thickened, pressed, brassy, angsty, vibrato in the mid phrases like he does. Not a ton of grit here yet. We're not into gritty growl. There's little false vocal fold activations at the onsets of phrases, little gritty sort of vocal fry things here and there, but not a ton of grit yet.
Everybody wants eyes on him, I just wanna hear
yet.
sing that's up. I think I mean it.
I like that harmony there.
But I'm still glad you came, so let me
So there's not a lot in the production right now. We've got the drums, we've got those little chimey sounds there, we've got bass. What else do we have? We've got some like pad synths in the background just kind of hanging out back there. And then we've got these harmonies coming in on different pannings, with reverb and stuff. I really enjoy the drum accents and the way the bass and the drum are working together. They're so good. Pretty, it's beautiful. Now here comes some change. So now we've got some distortion coming in. It almost sounds like a distorted piano or something. Oh, that could be guitar. And then there's also, it sounds like piano sound maybe. Let me see. No, I don't hear piano, but I do hear like the, just sort of the distant chimey sounds are kind of pulled back. They're still that kind of warm, but now distortion is becoming more the present sound, predominating underneath the drums and around things now. Oh. Oh, that's beautiful. These melodies. Vessel writes such beautiful melodies. Do you hear the little right after that verse? Subtle little production things there, like that. Beautiful stuff. There, you need to really listen with headphones. There's a lot of little subtle textures to things going on. Listen to that one more time. Hear that? big here. Here we go now. Now I have like a little clap track rhythm. Notice the kick drums falling out. Notice we're squeezing musically to make room for the wah that's about to come. Really cool. You got that chimey thing back. The stage is a prison. See, I'm really getting these, like, you know, Jesus speaking with God vibes from this thing. Wow. I thought maybe I got better, but I didn't. That was like the lyric that led into this dramatic change. Wow. I like da da da. That's killer. These drums in this bridge. Oh. That double kick. Interesting. So what I'm getting is this, like, you know, cognitive dissonance, this, like, you know, almost like spiritual dissonance that Vessel's experiencing here. And, you know, the shout out to you, Arcade Edits, for the way that you portrayed the lyric visualization here, because it really enhances that feeling of the, you know, ego spirit conversation here. Wow, this is some deep stuff. This, you know, Vessel, it's like the human spirit. That's really the big underlying theme that I'm getting from this here. And this part's insane. It's so cool. And again, this is like that fascinating thing about Sleep Token. What are they? It's like they don't play by conventional stylistic rules. And I find that so cool. Wow. Oh, hear that expression. Oh my God, that is some passionate singing here. So this is the name of the game. What is great singing? Great singing is very simple in concept. It's about becoming a channel, a vessel, right? For expression, for what you're saying. You become a medium. And I don't just mean vessel becoming a vessel. I mean any great singer becomes a vessel of expression for what they're singing about, and it is a very selfless act. That's why I think it's so fascinating, these artists who choose anonymity, like Sleep Token, Otto. I like to react to Otto a lot. She's a fascinating one too. Talk about a channeler as well. It's about you getting out of the way for the art to come through you. That's what great singing is about. It's not about having a certain vocal tone. It's not about having a look and like a certain amount of followers and all that stuff. Although those things come when you do get purely into the highest form of this art, which is expression. And, you know, listen, you can hear the connectedness to expression in the tone of Vessel here. Hear those cries, almost a beautiful. There's all this like crying in between the phrases, dude. Oh. Hear that?
attrition. I'll take what I'm given.
So expressive.
The deepest incisions. I thought I got better, but maybe I didn't.
And then we end just with that sample we started with. That's a cool song. There's a lot going on. So what's your take on it? I saw that some people were kind of not digging on it. I think it's interesting. I do. I think it's an interesting piece of art. And it's, my take on it is it's that, in a zoomed out fashion, it's that ego spirit stuff. That's kind of what I'm getting. Let me know down in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you all think. Really, really cool stuff. And, I need to check out Emergence too. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that over here. I'll probably do that over here, but, we'll see. Maybe I'll do some stuff over on Patreon. Come join my Patreon community. I put up a lot of extra content over there. Long listens, deep dives. Actually, I would like to do a long deep dive listen to these guys in a concert. I've been doing concerts. I just listened to The Warning. Really, really cool band. 3 sisters from Mexico. So killer. Anyway, all right. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers. Thanks for stopping by.